Hello friends, welcome back to a new video. So in this session, I wish to talk about the Agnipath scheme, its advantages and some of its disadvantages that are notable. Like you might have seen a lot of videos regarding the Agnipath scheme, where the government wanted young bloods into the army, especially into the lower level fighting category, where they would be retaining around 25% of the talent, and after 4 years when the rest of them moves back, they will be given around 12, they will be given salary of course, and whatever that is annuated from their salary, they will be getting around 12 lakhs. And many industrialists like Mahindra have come up and said like they will be giving preference to the ex-Agniveers. But there has been a lot of agitation going on against this Agnipath scheme. But from government's point of view, what they actually wanted to ensure is that they should have a lean and young army. See, historically as well as scientifically speaking, lean as well as mean armies have actually done a great deal. If you look into this recent conflict between Russia and Ukraine, right, practically without even an air force, Ukraine's self-made Neptune missiles have sunk a huge aircraft carrier of Russia in that Black Sea region. See, even if you look into some militant groups like LTT was quite a long time very much successful against the Sri Lankan army because they were a lean and mean army and always resorted to guerrilla tactics. So a lean army can be useful, but the problem I find with this Agniveer or Agnipath scheme is because the issue is like, imagine a situation where out of 100, the 25 would be absorbed. We can expect a healthy competition, but there will be another situation where the people might be thinking and there will be cartels or groups forming in between. They may feel like, okay, I'm not going to be in that top 25. So what if I pull a few of them down? Because unfortunately, it's true that we are not saints after all. So that is one problem that I find. And another problem that I find with this Agniveer is because, see, if the ex-Agniveers who are not given much employment, if there may be many who may not get gainful employment, and the problem is like a frustrated Agniveer roaming around and who has got an ample amount of weapons training is actually dangerous for the society because he can act as a food and fodder for so many militant groups. See, imagine a tribal candidate or someone from the economically poorer background who has gone there, spent around 4 years, came back with some money. Right, he was not able to find some gainful employment. He gets more frustrated with the government, and him joining militant groups can be catastrophic for the government because he will be knowing much more about the army and the fighting corps than a normal layman who would actually join the militant groups. Because there are a few examples of such people. Even before Agniveer scheme also, I can give you 2 examples where such instances have become counterproductive for the government of India. For example, if you see the recent Taliban regime, there is a top tier person within the Taliban regime who had actually been taken training from Indian Military Academy. His name is Sher Muhammad Stanik Sai. Like, so it was actually reported in the newspapers where like he was being called as Sheru, and he was actually a student of Indian Military Academy back in 1982. So imagine his training that has been provided by government of India is being used by Taliban right now. And if you move into the northeast, there is a militant group called as Garo National Liberation Army. Okay, it is there in the Garo Hills, but it was disbanded in 2018. But from 2014 to 2018, they have done many killings, and in 2014, they have actually killed an intelligence official, IBACIO, Tier 2 officer, a young officer from Bihar was killed by this militant group. But the thing to be noted is that the founder of this militant group is a police officer, right? He's a police officer, a former SP, and his name is Champion Sangma. So imagine a situation where a police official turning militant is a huge problem because these people will be knowing about the nooks and corners of the law and order mechanism, how the law and order mechanism works, how the army paramilitary forces work. So if with this training and with this expertise, if they join some militant organizations, it becomes very, very difficult for the government to actually sustain or actually bring it under control. So this is one issue I wish to point out regarding the Agniveer scheme. All good and done. If this frustrated Agniveers, will it create a problem? Will it create a law and order scenario or law and order situation in India? Is one thing that government has to ponder very, very seriously. Because if this scheme, as it has been told, is to eliminate the unemployment, I don't think that is a right strategy, because employment generation is not always the duty of the government as per se, because they are eating from the public money. Because if an employment generation happens, it has to happen through private investment. It has to happen through more and more business, more and more job generation done in the private sector, so that the government should get more and more revenue out of it. Not like the government is creating more jobs just to eat out the revenue from the consolidated fund of India. So that is not an ideal solution. But all pros and cons being analyzed, Agniveer has its advantages, but this is one disadvantage that I wish that all of you would have thought of it. Okay, then thank you for listening to me. I'll be coming back with a new video. Stay tuned, and if you have not subscribed to the channel, please do subscribe to the channel and click the bell icon. Have a nice day. Jai Hind.